Hey beautiful souls, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new here. Today, as always, I have a general reading for you. And as always with the general reading, it's not going to resonate for everybody, and that's okay. Just take what resonates and leave the rest. It is a timeless message and can be past, present or future. Spirit will always guide you to a message that you need to hear exactly when you need to hear it. For the ease of channeling, I'm going to use the pronouns he, she, but by all means swap them out if they don't resonate for you, okay? Okay, so I'm hearing that you handled a person or a group and a situation with grace and poise and integrity. And they are now feeling embarrassed, ashamed. I feel like they're hiding. I feel like I'm seeing red cheeks. They're embarrassed. They're humiliated. They feel foolish. Something to do with your spirituality or your abilities or your spiritual rank being intimidating. Okay, so let's go ahead and get some more information on this. What does Spirit want us to know about this situation or about this energy, please? What do you need us to know about this energy, please? Oh, okay, let's try that again. What do we need to know about this energy, please? It could be a person for some of you, a group for others, or it could be a person and a group. Because I feel like a group of somebody tried to turn a group against you. They're silent. They've gone silent. They don't know what to say to you. Mindful wisdom, create inner harmony. Yeah, you know what this situation is. Like, as this is a general reading, this could be a different situation for everybody. But you know what this situation is for you. You knew what was going on. On this owl, it looks like all the rainbow colours. So, like all the chakras, all your chakras are in alignment. You are in alignment. And you haven't said anything, okay? You haven't confronted these people. You haven't said anything to them. You didn't attack them back. You didn't bully them back. And you, like I said, you handled this situation with grace and poise because you could see what was being projected at you. Okay, you had the knowledge and wisdom with regards to shadow work and mirrors. You are an empath, and you mirror back you mirror back to others what is unhealed within them. And as an empowered empath, you know not to take that on as your own. You understand and you know that when someone is projecting at you, if it triggers you, that then there's something that's being highlighted within you that you need to heal. But you also know that that's an unhealed version of them that you're being met with. And either way, whether it triggers you or it doesn't, I'm seeing you smirking, because I don't feel like you were triggered. I feel like you were to start with, and then you realised what was being shown within you that still needed healing, and you went in and healed that. And I feel like you overcame and you healed that really quickly, because I feel like you already had it, but you kind of forgot who you were, and then it was just something triggered, and you were suddenly like, it was like something flipped the switch, and you were like, why am I taking this on my own and projecting? This is not who I am. And you were able to turn the situation around for yourself very, very quickly. You overcame something, but there's something about your knowledge and your wisdom and the way you carry yourself that intimidates these people, your spiritual rank. Because owls are like a bird, like they're birds, so they fly high. Okay. So what I'm getting with and they also represent knowledge, wisdom, your understanding of spirituality, your spiritual rank. It intimidates these people, like, because the stare on this owl is kind of like, it's almost like a glare. It's just looking at it. I'm just hearing, like, really, are you going to stop now? It might be within your best interests if you stop now. But they just kept going because they couldn't see. Somebody knew that you were spiritual, and they knew you had abilities, and they were like jealous and envious of these abilities, and they wanted them for themselves, and that's why they went on the attack, or they got others to go against you, because they thought they could, by doing that they could steal your abilities from you, that they could do like some sort of destiny swap. So they did know that you had these abilities, but, and it doesn't have to be like actual abilities with regards to tarot or divination. It could just be that you're somebody who knows how to do shadow work, you understand spirituality, but you apply that to all areas of your life, which is effectively what we're all working towards, doing the shadow work so that we can apply that knowledge and information and our spiritual selves to any area of our lives, okay, to improve those areas. This, somebody knew that you had that, and that's why they didn't want to go up against you alone, because they were jealous. But they knew to some degree that you were spiritual, but they still underestimated just how far down your healing journey you were, and how protected by spirit you were. And there were other people that didn't really know you at all, and because you're a mirror, they saw you reflecting back at them their unhealed wounds. You triggered their insecurities. You may have said something to them that triggered some sort of truth within them, some sort of insecurity, not because you went out of your way to do it, but just because you may not even be aware that you said something that triggered them, because, like I said, you don't really know these people. You know of them, you may have had conversations with them, but not on a deep enough level. You haven't, there was not, you know, they haven't got to know you, you haven't got to know them on that deeper level. But for some reason you could see straight through them, or no, not for some reason, I know for what reason it is. It's because of your level of spirituality and the fact that you are a seer, and you've got discernment, you read energy, okay. And this triggered them because they felt seen by you, and that made them feel vulnerable, okay. They wanted to be seen. Everybody wants to be seen. Everyone wants to be acknowledged, but you acknowledge people and you see people, you, even without speaking, on a completely deeper level, like right down to the core, and that can trigger insecurities within people, and then they can project that back at you, depending on where they're at in their healing journey. And that's what these people did. They triggered that back at you, projected that back at you, because they couldn't see that you were reflecting those insecurities back within them. They just blamed you because that's where the level that they're at. Because that's the unhealed version of them, okay. But you didn't judge these people or shame these people or attack these people in any way, one, to, you know, warrant this level of abuse, because bullying is abuse, or to, but also because you've been there. There is a version of you in the past where you were projecting at people and people were triggering you, and you didn't understand how to do shadow work. So you don't judge anyone. You try to help. But you kind of don't brag about who you are and what you can do. You try to guide without like being over the top. And this came across to these people as you being egotistical, like too good to be true, like you were like little miss or little Mr. Perfect, And they didn't like that because that triggered, again, insecurities within them. They didn't know that you were an empath and that you mirror things back at people. And unfortunately, you're going to be like Marmite. People are going to love you or they're going to hate you. And this just unlocked a new level of unbotheredness within you, which backfired on these people because this isn't what they wanted. And now they're embarrassed and ashamed. They've been humbled and humiliated because they underestimated you, and they're in hiding. They don't want to speak to you because it's kind of like they do, but they don't want to speak to you. They do want to speak to you because they're realizing your worth and what you actually bring to the table, and how they didn't give you the time of day, and they should have got to know you better. But at the same time, because they know their actions towards you were unjust, they're embarrassed and ashamed because they know you're going to hold them accountable. And that your words, that basically you could reject them. I'm hearing apology accepted, access denied. So they're embarrassed and ashamed for because they didn't understand your spiritual rank and just how protected by spirit you are, just who you are on a spiritual level. They really underestimated it. Your abilities, 100%, your abilities scare them. Like they wanted to be the ones to intimidate you and scare you off, and now it's backfiring on them and they're intimidated by you. Let's get some more cards. So I'm shuffling and nothing's coming out. If not, I'll just leave it at this for now and just clarify this wisdom card. Oh, okay. Cosmic ancestors voice your concerns. Yeah, they underestimated how connected to source, to spirit that you are, and that your ancestors have your back. You have like a whole army of people supporting you in spirit. This is also like your soul tribe, okay? And again, they could be passed over, they could be in the ethereal, or they could be in the physical, and you don't have to know them in the physical for them to be supporting you, okay? They just hear your soul song, and they hear your calls for help, and then they'll, energy can be sent distantly. But this is about these people didn't hear your soul song. They heard, I'm pretty sure I said this in another reading, they heard your song, they didn't listen to the lyrics. Okay, you were trying to be open-hearted with these people, soft and gentle, and they weren't responding to that because they like it put them on edge. Like, what are you after? Why are you being so nice? No one's that nice. So now they're kind of getting the cold version of you, okay? And I'm hearing, well, I opened the door. I opened the door. I opened myself up to you. You rejected that. You attacked me. You bullied me for no reason. So therefore, now you get the healed version of me. My boundaries are in place. I let you see how far you're going to take this. This is spirit talking as well. Spirit, let this go. The spirit wanted to see how far these people would take it. And I'm just hearing people laughing, like, at your openness about how it may be that you are, with your words, your freedom of speech, you haven't, I almost want to say that you don't have a filter, but like you are discerning about what you do and don't tell people. But you're also very free with your speech in that you're going to say what you need to say. You're going to say what you want to say. And sometimes you can be a little bit blunt. But it's because you're a truth seeker. You don't have time for beating around the bush and playing games. You're not going to sugarcoat. If something needs to be said, something needs to be said, because it's still coming from a place of love. Because ultimately it's to trigger people into doing their healing, doing their shadow work. But these people, these people just either got to a level where they just didn't want to go any further, or they just weren't ready. I've just heard a notification on my phone, so confirmation. They just weren't ready, and you had to go, okay, I can't help everybody. I'm going to go and focus on the ones that do want my help. But I'm going to, like, no ill wishes. Don't wish any harm on anyone, but I'm just going to love you from a distance. And you had to put boundaries in place. And I do feel like they just kept kind of going on the attack, and it got to a point where you had to step up your boundaries and you had to actively block these people. And Spirit have blocked these people from your energy, and they want back in now because they're realizing just how spiritually protected you are, and they want to tap into that spiritual protection. They want to tap into the blessings, the abundance, and everything that comes with it. They want to tap into your knowledge. It's like, oh, I'm ready now. I'm ready. I've changed. I want to do the work. But we'll get some clarifications. But at this moment in time, I feel like someone's coming to you with, or wanting to come to you and go, oh, I'm ready to change. I've already done a little bit. I'm a different person to what I was back then. You know, let's have a new beginning. Let's start again. But they're not wanting to talk about what went on in the past. They just want to brush it under the carpet. Okay, but at the same time, they can't come to you because they're embarrassed and humiliated. Because they know that they're also embarrassed and humiliated because you know what they said and did. They didn't think that you knew, or that you would find out, and they're embarrassed that you found out. Okay, let's get one more card, please, Spirit. What else do we need to know about this person or this situation? Oh my goodness. Communication between you and them feels very kind of stuck. Well, stuck for them. Where you're concerned, you're like, it's pretty simple, really. I'm not interested. That's the vibe I'm getting. You're done. You're done. You're not. It's almost like you're not a cold person. You're a very loving person, but you know how much love to give to someone. Like I said, you're loving these people from a distance. It doesn't mean that you don't care what happens to them, but you can't get too involved, because when you do, they start to drain your energy. I feel like my eyes are stinging. I'm starting to feel like my energy is draining. This personal situation, it got to a point where it was just draining. It was stealing your peace, and you just had to keep it moving forward. You had to just go, do you know what? I'm going to have to cut you off. I'm just going to have to cut you off because you're draining me. You're causing chaos and confusion in my life, and my relationships with others shouldn't be like that. And my relationship, I should be, you know, my relationship with myself should be peaceful, and right now it's not. So you were aware that it was draining on you. It was pulling on your energy, that these people were pulling on your energy. So you decided to cut them off. And now they're trying to pull back on your energy, but I feel like they're going to come in and try and pull on your emotions. We have third eye vision, reclaim your mind. Yeah, you took back your power from this group, these people, this situation. But you did it with grace, integrity, and you did it quietly too. You moved in the shadows. You moved in the shadows. On the bottom of the deck, we have Ascended Masters, create open communication. Yeah, this person is trying to reach out to you. They could be trying to reach out telepathically, energetically. They're trying to put, I feel like they're pulling. My energy feels like it's being pulled. Okay. I'm starting to feel, my body is starting to feel really, really heavy. Okay. If you're feeling like your body it's feeling heavy, it's a really good sign that you need to clear your energy and ground. Okay. Because somebody is trying to pull on your energy. They're trying to pull on your emotions. They may be using stories or other people they're just trying to pull you in emotionally, okay? Using stories about themselves or others to pull you in. But I feel like right now that they're swimming in guilt and regret. Let's get some clarification. You have the Ascended Masters working with you to, like, I'm seeing some sort of like shield around your third eye and your crown chakra. Okay, and we have third eye vision here. So someone is definitely trying to send, like, and that feels to me like that's or looks to me like that spiral, that energy is coming out of this person's mouth. So this could be somebody talking about you and gossiping about you, and sending you, like, if they're gossiping about you in a negative way, especially if it's a group of them, then they could be psychically attacking you and sending you ill wishes. Okay. You are heavily protected by spirit, but always make sure that you're taking care of your energy in the self. So spirit can work on a spiritual level, but then that has to filter down to the physical, which means that you then have to take accountability for your energy. Okay, so you need to pull your energy back. I can feel like my back burning just under my right shoulder blade. So the other day I did a reading and it was in my right shoulder blade. Today it feels lower down. So somebody is definitely feeling burdened. Let's get some clarifications, please. Death and rebirth. Absolutely, you rose from the ashes. You took the knowledge and wisdom that you were being shown by spirit about this group or this situation, what your intuition was telling you, and you used it to resurrect, to regenerate. Five of Wands. You may have voiced your concerns over some sort of gossip or conflict that was occurring. You may have highlighted some sort of toxicity with this Five of Wands. Some sort of something where you may, basically, you're not somebody who brushes something under the carpet. You see it for what it is and you're going to speak on it so that it can be healed. But somebody didn't understand that. Somebody didn't understand that. They thought that you were attacking them by bringing it up. That's the sign of an emotionally unintelligent person, is when they think that because you're raising something with them, that you're then automatically attacking them. So somebody went on the defensive, okay? But I do feel like you took your power back from this situation or these people by walking away from it. And we have 2 5s here. And it changed this. It started a new cycle. It ended a cycle and it started a new one. Okay, this person or this group of people are trapped in their heads. Like they tried to get you in your head, but now they're stuck in their heads. Okay, they're kicking themselves. 7 of Swords. 10 of Wands. I said there's burden. 10 of Wands, burden. Okay, somebody's burdened by their own thoughts. There's conflict going on. So from their point of view, there is conflict. Because they're not speaking to you, you're not speaking to them. Okay? From your point of view, yeah, you may not be having anything to do with them, but there's no conflict. You're at peace. because you don't feel like there's any unfinished business. You feel like you've said what needs to be said. They had a choice to come from a place of love or come from a place of fear, step up or step out. They chose to not to step up. So you said, okay, well, you're blocking the door from allowing all the good stuff in for me. Therefore, if you're not going to move out of the way, I'm going to have to move you. And you and spirit worked together to remove this person from your life, from your energy, to cut the cords basically, because they were no longer serving. And it's not egotistical, it's just it's an understanding that not everyone can go with you. Okay, you're going higher, and if they want to go higher, they need to do the work. The Seven of Swords and the Ten of Wands. Somebody, yeah, there's conflict. Somebody wants to return. So the Seven of Swords can be about a thief. So someone's stealing something. Somebody tried to steal your peace, but now it's coming back to them, and they think by coming back they can return your peace, and that it will return their peace. Or they're coming back in because if you're not at peace, they are. They're trying to save themselves from karma, basically. They're trying to manipulate karma and micromanage the universe. So they either want to come back in because, so this could be two different energies, okay? Somebody does want to come back in and have peace with you, so that, because they think by being back in your energy, this is going to bring them peace. But, okay, I've just heard another situation. Okay, so this could be two different energies. So somebody, just to clarify, somebody wants to come back in because they want peace with you. They want to call a truce. Somebody else wants to come back in and take your peace because they think by taking your peace that will regain theirs, and then that will balance the karma for them. Someone else is going to come in, or the third option, so you're going to have to take what resonates, but the third option is that somebody's going to come back in and claim that they want peace with you and that they want to sort this conflict out and they want to move forward with you and have this new beginning, but actually they're coming in sneakily to, it's kind of like love bombing. They're coming in you know, with a sob story, effectively, that, you know, they miss you, they want, you know, life isn't the same without you, let's be friends, let's be family again, let's put this conflict down. But ultimately they just want back in so that they can steal your energy and steal your peace again. Okay, because they're burdened by what they've done to you. I don't think that they realise that this is karma for what they did to you. I feel like they're blaming you because you've walked away. They're blaming you. It almost feels very codependent. Somebody is blaming you for their lack of peace, but they're not understanding that this is the karmic, because they don't see what they've done wrong. They can't see that this bullying or whatever it is that they did to you was wrong and unjust. Some of them do see it, and that's where the two energies could come in. But somebody who wants to come back in and pretend that they want peace with you just to steal your peace doesn't actually see what they've done wrong. And I'm hearing I've done nothing to deserve this. They feel like you were the one who wronged them. So that their mindset is that you should not be at peace. So they want to come back in and steal your peace because they feel it's rightfully theirs. Because you're the one who wronged them. They don't understand how their actions led to you or pushed you to make the choices that you did. They don't understand. All I'm hearing is, I don't see what I've done. I've done nothing to deserve this. I don't see what I've done wrong. They cannot see what they've done wrong, okay? They're in their heads because they're not at peace, but they're projecting. And the reason they can't see it is because they're not taking accountability. I feel like they're going over and over and over everything. I can see them rereading through messages, but they're still not understanding exactly what it is that they've done wrong, because they feel like you're the one who's wronged them by walking away. But they don't understand why, what they did. They're not seeing what they did to make you walk away. I don't feel like you're the kind of person that walks away for no reason. You don't just go, okay, I'm not getting my own way, I'm going to walk away. If you've walked away for good reason. And they're not acknowledging that. Whereas I think other people around this person, potentially, if this is a group, are starting to see why you've walked away and how their actions towards you were wrong. And I feel like they're the people that want to come back in and genuinely have a new beginning with you, collaborate with you, and have peace with you. You're really going to you have to use your discernment with regards to these people coming in, okay? Because I do feel like there are 2 or more different energies here. Let's get some more clarification. King of Pentacles. Yeah, somebody wants to come in and steal your peace so they can steal your abundance. Somebody else wants to come in and have peace with you and a new beginning with you, and they do feel genuine, but at the same time, you have to, they may be genuinely sorry, but their actions and behaviour needs to be in alignment with that apology, and you need to make sure they're taking accountability for their actions, and that they're not going to say that they're sorry and be genuinely sorry and then continue to do the same thing again, okay? Because people can be sorry, but that doesn't change actions from the past, okay? The only way I'm going to accept someone's apology is genuine is by changed actions. And it is exactly that. There's a saying, isn't there? And I can't think of it. Words mean nothing without action. So one or more of these people actually is going to put actions behind their words and does genuinely want a new beginning, with a peaceful, and they want to move forward with you and they want to share your abundance. But then there is another energy that could try and piggyback off of that. So somebody could be coming in and trying to connect with you because they genuinely want to be around you. They genuinely want to be in your life, and they're willing to step up to be in your life. And I feel like there's another person around them that could try piggybacking off that, and that because you've potentially allowed this person in, they're going to think it's okay that they can come back in. So you're going to have to really discern, use your discernment here. Knight of Swords. Someone's realising that they acted too quickly when it came to you, that they misjudged you, and they are genuinely sorry. What you do about that is up to you. I'm not going to tell you whether you should or shouldn't accept this apology. I'm just going to tell you that there is a person that does feel genuinely apologetic, and they are scared you are going to reject them, because I'm hearing apology accepted, access denied. Because they now understand why you hold the boundaries you do and why you cut everybody off. They are seeing their actions. They do feel like they're kind of blaming others within this group, so they're not taking full accountability yet, but I do feel there is potential with this person should you wish to go down that route. On the other hand, there is another person or another group of people that just want to piggyback off this energy, and they want to come in and be all like, yeah, I've changed, let's work together, let's compromise. But actually they just want to steal your peace and your happiness and your abundance, and they just want to tap into, they want to take advantage of that. Okay. So use your discernment, because that's not going to be for everyone. Okay. Let's get these ones. So we're going to take a look and see if there's any advice or guidance from Spirit with regards to moving forward with this situation. Or if there's anything else we need to know. I do feel like this could be a family group. They may not be your family specifically, but I do feel like there are siblings. One of them is genuinely sorry, and the other one just wants to piggyback off of that. Or they're related in some way. They don't have to be siblings. And this, they, like I said, they don't have to be family to you. They could be a friendship group where there are siblings within that friendship group. Or they could be a family group related to a relationship that you're in, if that resonates with you. Or the family of a friend, something like that. They could also be work family. We have synchronicity. Thank you, angels. I trust your well-timed guidance and sign. Yeah, pay attention to the signs, okay? I just heard red flags. Pay attention to, stay balanced, stay grounded. Keep your vibration high. And when this person or these people come in, tap into, do their words and their energy align? Are they in alignment? Are their words, their energy, their actions all in alignment? Okay. If something feels off to you, trust that. And you don't have to say no straight away. You can ask for, these people bullied you. They attacked you for no reason. If they come back in with an apology, wanting to reconnect, you don't have to say yes or no straight away. You have every right to ask for time to decide, and just say that you're going to take a step, you know, thank you for apologizing. Don't say that's okay if they come back in and apologize, because when you say to somebody, if somebody apologizes to you and you say that's okay, you're invalidating your experience, and then they are more likely to do the same thing again to you. When they come in with an apology, someone comes to you with an apology, thank them for apologizing, because it validates your experience. You're not then, and you're then kind of holding them accountable as well, and they are potentially, I'm not going to say they definitely are, they're less likely to do it again. Every time they apologise, say thank you for apologising. But pay attention to the red flags. If somebody comes in with an apology and it doesn't feel genuine, trust it, okay? And just say, if they do come in, just say, look, do you know what you did? Be honest with them. Say what you did was really hurtful. I have moved on. I have healed from it. But I don't know whether or not I need you back in my life, whether I want you back in my life, whether or not that's what's best for me. I need to take some time to think about that, because you have every right to do that. And if these people are genuine in their apology and they genuinely just want to be in your energy because they want to be in your life, they will accept that, because that's your boundary. You're putting boundaries in place. If that person kicks off about your boundary and gets all, well, I need to know now, or isn't my apology enough, blah 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 blah, then that is a sign. That would be a red flag to me. Okay, that would be a red flag to me, is then that person doesn't like your boundary, and that's a sign that you need to put boundaries in place with that person. Okay, so pay attention. Who is accepting your boundaries and going, okay, I appreciate that. Yeah, what we did was absolutely awful. I accept. I'll give you as much time as you need. You know, thank you for, like, you know, at least hearing me out, you know, and whatever you decide, I accept, because, you know, we can apologise to people, but they don't have to allow us back into their lives, okay? So, yeah, but they're the type of people, that's the type of response that you're gonna want from someone that's genuine. I accept your boundaries. Yeah, we crossed a line. You have every right to take as much time as you need. I'll be here waiting when you're ready to talk to me. Whatever your decision, I'll be here waiting. If someone's like, no, absolutely not, I need to know now, I need to know tomorrow, then that's not, you know, it's not like a party invite with an RSVP. An RSVP has a date on it for a reason, because you need to know, because of catering and decorations, like table settings and things like that. But with regards to, you know, this situation, there's no time limit on it, okay? There's no time limit on healing. And you may not be ready right now to allow this person back in, if that's what you choose. It may take a year, it may take 2 years. But if they are genuinely sorry, they will understand that, okay? So take a step back if you need to. Take all the time that you need. Open your heart, Archangel Shamuel. Thank you, Shamuel, for removing the barriers around my heart. Absolutely, speak from your heart. Speak from your truth, your integrity, from a loving space, and those with boundaries. And those, trust your vibes. Thank you, Spirit, for the clarification and confirmation. Trust your vibes. Thank you, angels. Today I choose to trust my intuition and your guidance. You did trust your intuition and your guidance with regards to this person, people, and situation, and you took yourself out of it, okay? Spirit guided you. You took advice. You took the message on board, and you stepped out. But again, if these people come in with communication or an apology, trust your vibes, trust what you are picking up, use your discernment, go within, okay? Don't look to respond straight away. Make sure that you're responding, not reacting to them coming in, okay? Because it may be a bit of a shock when they do come in. And on the bottom of the deck, I literally just said about going within. Inner power, the Divine Father. Divine Father, thank you for co-creating my world with me. This is about tapping into that action energy. Are their actions in alignment with what they're saying? Are they genuinely sorry? Are they showing you that they're genuinely sorry? And that doesn't mean that they're going out there showering you with gifts. It doesn't mean that at all. It just means that they're putting actions behind their words, and they're actually saying, like, if they're saying they support you, then their actions and their day-to-day lives, how they treat you, should be in alignment with that. If they're not, then it's a red flag. I'm seeing the red flag. Look for the green flags. See the difference between the red and the green flags. Okay, let's get some affirmations and we'll close out. Okay. Affirmations are positive statements about how you want to be, what you want your life to be, and they can help to maintain a positive mindset, because for every negative that you give yourself, you need to counteract that with at least 3 positives. Because it is easier for our minds to believe something negative than it is to believe something positive. All right? So we'll get 3 affirmations. The more energy and intention I bring to my faith, the more fearless and free I am. Absolutely. You freed yourselves from this situation because you trust and have faith in a higher power. You trust and have faith in your own intuition. And you trust that even if something doesn't work out, that it is leading you in the right direction. Okay? I witnessed the darkness and called on the light with my prayer. Thank you, universe, for guiding me to perceive this fear through the eyes of the teacher of love. Absolutely. Heart space, love. Make sure that you're coming from an unconditional love space, and that starts with yourself. Okay, because when you're able to unconditionally love yourself, you are then more able and more free to give others unconditional love. Let's get one more affirmation, please. Birds could be significant or a sign. Birds are also messengers from spirit, okay? So pay attention to the signs that spirit are sending you with regards to this person or situation, or this group. Trust your intuition. Owls and hummingbirds is specifically could be signs, okay? I am unapologetic about what I desire and trust that what I focus on will grow. This kind of links into the same. The more energy and intention I bring to my faith, the more fearless and free I am. What you focus on is going to manifest, okay? So if you're focusing, that doesn't mean ignore the negative, but choose to focus on the more positive. Flip the narrative, twist it and say, okay, this is happening, or this isn't what I want, but this is what I do want. And focus on what you do want. Acknowledge that what you don't want is happening, but choose to focus on the positive and what you do want, because then you're going to bring that into your future, okay? Whatever you focus on in that present moment is going to manifest in the future. Maybe not tomorrow, maybe not next week, but somewhere down the line it's going to manifest, okay? And I do feel like this person or the situation was so focused on what they were losing that they actually manifest you. They were so focused on losing you that they actually lost you, because they were focusing on that and not what they were gaining, okay? They were coming from a victim mentality. On the bottom of the deck, we have I find a deeper meaning and personal growth amid the discomfort. Yeah, so I feel like this situation was uncomfortable for you, but you moved through it with grace, poise, integrity. I'm just seeing, just gracefully, just flowing. You know, it may not have felt easy to you, but to others, you've kind of just drifted through it. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. Take care, stay safe, and I will see you soon. Namaste.